I'm glad you called in. I hope you feel warm and cosy. Because that's the way I want you to feel. Because the days that we're living in are so stressful. They're so stressful. I feel the stress. I feel everybody's stress. Why? Because I'm interested in everybody. And I see a lot of stress. But where I live at the moment, the frequency that is coming out, it's all good. All good. I'm not looking at things the way others look at things. Christians, Muslims, Jews, full of strife, giving birth to sin within themselves, bringing many pains upon themselves. How? Those who are determined to be rich will stab themselves all over with many pains. Those determined to be rich. Now, there's nothing wrong in being rich towards our Father. But if we've got this mentality of a materialistic, I want to be rich. Why do you want to be rich? What is the reason? Is it to have power over someone else? Because that's what riches does. Let's be honest. Gives people power. Now, when Yeshua was in the wilderness, why did he go into the wilderness? What was the reason? Come on. He deliberately went into the wilderness himself. Did he know who he was? He would find out. He knew who he was. But the wilderness would either make him go one way or the other. In consciousness, he had free will. So there was a battle within himself. He knew how much power Father had given him. But would he use it in the wrong way? That's why he went into the wilderness. Because he ended up doing many things. Yeshua did. The barley loaves and the fish, the wine and the water, walking on water. You see, would you, if you had the power to do these things, the know-how, would you abuse this power? Would Yeshua abuse his power? I can jump off this, nothing will happen. I know Father. And Father would have, nothing would have happened. He knew that. But would he use this great insight and power in the wrong way. Those three tests we all will face. All of us, I'm sorry, everybody faces this. I did a video saying that would reach the cross point, and that's what we've done. You see, when Yeshua was here 2,000 years ago, everybody thinks it was all destined to happen the way it was to happen. No! It could have gone either one way or the other. They could have either accepted Yeshua's way of helping people understand what being a king really means, a king to our Father. There's a great difference. Father's not going to give us power, the 144,000, unless you've been through those three tests. Would you abuse the power if your Father just, because he will, he can, at any moment in time? But it's Father. You see, there are those who've gained so much knowledge, they have separated themselves from Father because they're so enlightened. That's what they think. They are independent of Father, totally. And they will encourage you to be that way. Yeah. They'll encourage you to be your own God. Be a Christ. Anoint yourself. Be yourself. Didn't that happen in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve? You see, they were the sons and daughters, the son and daughter of our Father, given free will. So, going back to the 1st century, he was Father's representative son, and his son had him. They were both as one, even although they were. Father was in heaven, you could say. His abode, Spirit abode, Spirit abode. And Yeshua was in flesh, Spirit in flesh, but his flesh. His temple at the time was flesh. He lived in flesh, and he had the restrictions of the fleshly temple. But he also knew he could get those gifts. But remember, he was bound in the flesh. Remember that. Through the DNA. It came in the right way. Through the human DNA. He was truly human. From above came below into this dimension. Now, Father is spirit. Can't say it. But you know a magnet. You could see the spirit in the magnet. That's center point. That's center point. Father. has an effect. People who don't believe that Father has an effect, you put a magnet within a magnet and put a north and a north and see what happens. Or a north and a south, and it'll there's frequency. So Father wants to light us all up. How can we get fired? Because it's Father who fires us up. You see, that can't fire itself up. Somebody has to fire that up. And Father fires us up. How can I illustrate this? I'm going to illustrate this how. Let's say we're just like a coil. You get some copper, and you rub it so that it coils. You can form a magnet because it would have the frequency of a magnet with the center point and the frequency of the donut. Let's put it in simple terms, yeah? That's what we are. If I was to draw a human, put him on each side, or her side, you have the brain one side and the brain the other side. You have an eye this side, and you have an arm this side, an arm that side, a leg this side, leg this side, on the flat. The same as a magnet. So we have a flat surface. Flat. Yeah? Left and right. Left brain, right brain. Same as the magnet. We are likened. We are a magnet in a roundabout sense, as an illustration. Now, how can we, the 144,000, Father wishes to fire every single one of you up, and me. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. I'm going to use this as an illustration. This is going to be Father, Spirit. Okay? And what we need is a male and a female. Okay? So I have an illustration for you. Here's an illustration. I don't know if you can see that. You see that? Now, what's that all about? Yeah, what's that all about? Now somebody might say, hey, it's the Masons. Oh, say what the Masons, look. Hey, go in the temple, you can say this and this. They've got two names. This one and this one. Ah. Correct yourself. Correct yourself. And they may copy things of ancient times. Okay. So here we have. Did you see that there? A valve and a valve. What's a valve and a valve? It's all leading somewhere, this. A valve and a valve. What is a valve and a valve? Joseph, have you seen it somewhere? I have. I've seen it done some cans before. Monster cans. The valve. The valve. And there's three of them. Oh yes, you've seen them. Okay. The valve.
So, you know what a valve is. So you get a valve, and what you do is you get some copper wire, copper cable, and you wrap it round, 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 and you create a coil. So you've got one coil. But what you've got to do is this. It's an illustration. This is an illustration. You've got to connect the cable. You know, you take the plastic off, and you have the bare copper, and you connect it to the top of the head of the valve. You see? And what do you do with the other piece that's down there? Well, that comes round here, and it comes out here, and it goes into there, and you've got a little socket here, a light bulb socket, and you attach it. It's not a socket. It's just this is just a light bulb. That is the piece of metal. It's got an underneath, and it's got a side. So you weld this bit to that, and this bit to the body of the top. You see, but that's on the metal, and you can connect it like that. You can try it out, and you've got a bulb. You see, there's the bulb. You see it? So you've got this coming down here. You can have a piece of wood here. You can put them in there and put that in there. Not too far apart, because this is a magnet, and this is a magnet now. With a piece of cable coming out, and a piece of cable coming out. So this would be, it can either be a plus or a minus, it doesn't matter. But it's got to be one or the other. Now another, what is another? That gets on another subject, about cows. I didn't see other, it's just my tongue. Anyway, you see this? That fucker's lit up. How did you get this fucker lit up then? You connect that to that and that and that. Nothing will fucking happen. Nothing. That won't light up. It's all connected. So, you got a male and a female. You connect it to a bulb. A light bulb. But nothing's fucking happening. Joseph, how can you solve the problem? Oh, Father, what in heaven? What is the solution?
The solution? Have you guessed what the solution is? Have they guessed, Father? Have you? What we're going to do to light that up?
Go and tell me. Father, what in heaven? What do we have to do? Come on now.
It's fun, this, you know. It's a little bit of science. It's all real. If you do this, the next part, you get surprised. Because this is where you get fired up. 144,000. So you've got a male who's a magnet and a female who's a magnet. That's all they are. They won't light up anything. I don't know, but they are magnets. They've got the frequency. As humans, there's many ways I can take this, by the way. I'm just using this as an illustration just for couples who are going to connect with the 144. This is to do with the 144,000. Yeah. This is you as an individual, and it's your partner as an individual. Male and female within me, balance, as a magnet that has a north and a south. You've got a line like a magnet, you've got a left and you've got a right. Now, these are not producing light yet. Am I producing light? Am I bringing you light? If Father comes in right now, you will get the point about what I'm going to do next, because it's illustrating the Father. Only Father can light you up with a fire. 144,000 rainbow warriors of light, who are vibrating the kingdom of love. That's what you are. You are the kingdom of love. Are you lighting up right now? Has it clicked? Who's going to light you up? Me? If I'm lit up, yes, two candles, another candle comes and it will ignite. So if you've come and I am truly lit up with fire, with Father's Spirit, then you will light up. So let's just talk about this fire, this Spirit. Here we are, representing his Father. All we have to do is this. You've got two copper coils connected to a bulb. In this space here, Father places himself right in the middle. And guess what happens? Now, if you did it for real, this is illustrative, this might stick to that, or it might stick to that. That would still light up. And where did all that power come from? Where did it come from? Where did this fire come from? Where did this Spirit come from? Where did this invisible energy come from? Because it's Father. Now, if you wanted to know the science of it, Father comes into me and I'm able to explain free energy from Father within. Father within truly brings light. Only Father can bring light. And once you've got Father within, then you will be 144,000, a true 144,000 individual who everybody will see your light. Ah, yes. A true Israelite is a ray of light. Israelite. A true Israelite is what you are. Born from above into this earth to bring in new technology. The 144,000, you know who you are. Come on now. don't see religion in any of it. I just see love. Love like Yeshua, who loved his Father and was the example as a true king who reflects Father as the king. And we will reflect exactly Yeshua, how he demonstrated as in things like this. Illustrations to get us all back to Father. You may say, how can I get Father to anoint me? How can I get Father to anoint me? Have a think about it. It's quite simple. If you connect to Father with great love, you go through those 3 tests, then Father will connect with you, come in and light you up. Yeah. So that applies to the couples as well. In the 144,000, they will be paired up, and once they're paired up, they'll both be exactly the same, connected to Father. That's why they light up. And when they connect, they truly light up as one coil and another coil. That's how it works. 2 coils. In between 2 coils of Father. Yeah, man. So, the valve, let me just explain this one. The valve, you see the valve. This is a valve, isn't it? And that's a valve. What is a valve? A 6. There's 6 in Hebrew and a 6. So, the 2 together is 12. Okay. And in the middle, we have a 3. This is Father. So, how do I have 12 in the middle? Well, add 1 and 2 equals 3. You see that? You see? You see that? So it equals 3. So you've got a 6, and a 6 now, and you've got a 3. Now, what do we have to do with that? Right? So it's all in one. So 3, and we've got a 3 now, which is a 6. So, if that's the case, we end up with a 6. When everything's added up in the centres, you have 6, 6, 6. You see what I mean? You have 6, 6, 6. Now if you have 6, 6, 6, is that terrible? Terrible. If Father comes in and creates a 6, 6, 6. You've got to work that out, by the way, how I did it. Okay? They have you believe that 666 is bad. Add 666 up. Go on. That's right. It's 18. 8 and 1. Let's finish it off completely. 9. 9 divine. So it all works out divine.